with Flory Models, I'm Philip Flory. Normally I try and do this as professionally as possible, but to be honest, I had a nightmare today with trying to film this, because originally I tried it on the GoPro, but it's far too shaky and everything else like that, and now we're losing the light rapidly, so sort of thrown this together and trying to get this done and everything before tomorrow, because I'm actually filming this now late Thursday afternoon. Normally I record these things Friday morning, you get them, but Saturday I'm off driving a tank, so we're travelling up the night before, so hence whilst I'm doing it now. So sorry if I'm waffling on everything, it's completely thrown me. Everything's out of place as well because I've shown you around for it. But anyway, I did say this week I would take you around the studio and show you everything. So as I said, the lighting isn't brilliant in here. These massive lights look great here, but everywhere else is a little bit darker. And I think we're going to have a thunderstorm as well. So I'm going to come over to you. Try and unplug you down here. Take the power off. Okay, so here we are. So hopefully, you can still hear me and see me and everything else. So what I'm going to do now is take you around the studio and you can see exactly how everything works. Right, okay. Hopefully the camera will be a lot more steady than it was last time, because trust me, it wasn't nice at all. So many of you know that have been here. This is our studio. You've probably all seen the photos on the site and everything before. It's quite nice, it's practical, we can get plenty of members in here and everything else. Our record so far has been 16, okay, it was a little cosy, admittedly. So this is our shelf. You've probably seen it's a bit of a backdrop from the other ones. As I say, Space Shuttle fits in there, literally just where it touches, look, and everything else. So great, Tiger tank, as I said, this is my RC1. You've probably seen the weathering videos on that. That is a monitor for cameras and stuff. It's useless, trust me, I'll talk about that in a moment. LED lighting system comes in very, very handy, I must admit. It's one of those things, if it, like, technically, like now, if I'm filming from now on, it's a little bit too dark, so I'll use that. Some kits to do, see, we've got the Meng tortoise down there, got the Gannet, the Revel one, and we've got a couple of little 177 kits still to review. I hope you're liking all the new reviews, certainly ranging them out now. Shelf up here, as you say, you all know the Mustang, you know the Spitfire, you know the Harrier, we've got the Sea Vixen and a very nice red arrow and everything else like that. To be honest, I rotate them through the cabinet, which you can see over there, and I bring them round. To keep them all clean, I use this guy. Okay, this is a little anti-static brush, and we just give them a brush like this. Once a week, keeps the dust off them and everything else. The secret, I think, you know, I've been doing this best part of over 10 years now, doing videos and stuff, but 15 years full time. Keeping the dust down is a real secret. It's not just keeping the dust down because of, you know, on your models and that, but also with your work. It gets in your paintwork and everything else. Okay, old filter down the bottom, as you can see. A couple of bigger kits down there. And there is my stash, which has grown considerably since the last time you've seen it. I get loads and loads of questions. What's this? Okay, this is the Zucamori Sky Raider. That's the Air Force version, and the one at the top isn't a Tornado, as a lot of you think it is. It's the Typhoon. It's the Revell Typhoon. There's those 70 seconds all up there, and as you can see, I have got some great kits in my stash which I would really, really like to do. And if we're all still here next year, then, no, obviously we will be, just joking. But what we're going to do is I intend to do some nice, real big projects, such as I want to do the Heinkel. New version of that is out now, by the way. And I'm probably going to do the A10, which would be another big one. And this one, which I didn't mention before. This kit here will be up on review soon. Is an old favourite of mine. It's the Hind helicopter. Now, there's loads of aftermarket for this one. I was about to fall over. There's loads of aftermarket available for it, but I intend to do a super build on that. So really looking forward to that. RC helicopters, I'm no good at it, but I do enjoy it. So I've got two of those 6-axis things. We've got down here, as you know, these are my old favourites. So we've got, we can open this up, stop a little bit of glare. So you see, you can see some of the good old ones down there that you've been doing over the while. SCF 117 has to be in there because otherwise it causes absolute chaos with dust. Thank you to the Harrier SIG. group. We won Telford last year, amazingly, with the Harrier that we just saw a moment ago, getting a dusting. That's got to go back this year, which will be our pleasure. Some of the other ones, obviously there's our Phantom in flight, quite handy now they're in flight, let you get more in here. Russian stuff, and the stringy stuff all down the back. Filter, just changed my filter the other day. Trust me, when they look like that at the back, change them. Should have been changed probably a long time ago, but I forget. So, as we speak, over here we have the spray bay. Now, the spray bay, you all know my Extractor. Many of you have gone out and bought one now. Lovely bit of kit, as I say. Just remember, don't be tight on your filters. Your filters are just as important as the Extractor itself. If it's not working, you know, then you might as well not even have it on, okay? There's a bit of a mess down here. I've been doing loads of work. You can probably see it here. We've been working on gloss black. How well this will pick up. Hopefully you can see all nice and glossy. Been doing this one. Hopefully looking very nice. It's still drying. This is multiple gloss coats on this one, and it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, there's still some things that need doing on that one. Hopefully I'll get that one all finished off and we'll get it all sorted out and edited and everything for next week, but that's going to be a standalone on blacks. Now, airbrushes, as you can see down here, Infinity, don't use it as much as I think I should, really. But I'm one of these guys, I push down for air and I pull back for paint. You know, what more can you ask for? So that's why I'm still using this guy. Literally, it's now 10 years old. And I love it, it's brilliant. It's got the Infinity needle set on it, just down as you can see here. Okay, which really works very, very well. So I've lost all my nickel in the inside. I think they both have now. Yeah, well, that one needs cleaning anyway. But there we go. So as I say, 0.2 needle sets in those. And as I say, I don't shoot anything else. Just love them. Brilliant. My stand is where they normally live. Just down in here. Keep them in there, keep them safe. The only trouble I have is that using these 2-prong needle guards here work well until you jam it down into the plastic on the top there by mistake, or it goes in there. Get the camera in, just like that. That's a bit of a problem, and I've done that a few times recently, wrecking needles as I go. Okay, in the cupboard. Down here we've got, well, as you can see, my IPA. We've got our Indian ink. Do you remember I couldn't find it when I tried to show you? It's in here. Backup compressor, very old one, but it still works. That's my Ripmac ones. That's the, I think it's the TC 610 behind, which is the one that does this feed. To be honest, it's all covered up in there, trying to keep the noise down, as you can imagine. I used to have it run up around the back, but because I've been using it a lot on the main desk over here, it's easier like that. Okay, up the top, automatic fold down system. Okay, as you can imagine, I've got loads of junk like everybody else has got. Old cans, don't tend to use them anymore. Old cleaners, things like that. Kitchen roll, you can never have enough kitchen roll. GoPro accessories. Old cameras I used to shoot with back in the day, those were the days. This is the original one that you guys, if you ever see the really old, just thinking, 120-minute battery life, wow. That actually see, just trying to think of the videos, the old Lancaster one. Certainly things like the, just trying to think, the old Harrier ones, anywhere where I'm wearing dodgy stuff. So if you see me in some very attractive shirts even. Oh, bulbs. These are the bulbs, which is these guys here, these massive things. This one, to be honest, it flickers, so I don't use it. It's a backup, that go in these studio lights. Absolutely huge. So these are actually rated at, they are 135 watt, rated at, I don't know quite what that is. I don't know, 5,500? Because they're like energy saver types. So what happens is, when I'm filming, normally, we have a camera, just trying to shut all this up. We have a camera on here, which films down here. This gives you your overhead, so you're getting this view. Okay, and that is how it works, all right? As it's doing that view, we can have another camera over here. This one here then swivels round, comes down on an arm, and then shoots inwards. So that's why you get this camera angle here, but digitally I all zoom in during editing and everything else like that. Tools. Okay, to be honest, I'm not going to go massively through all this because next week, probably the weekend after, I will start doing the brand new basic videos, okay? And I'm going to be talking a lot about tools, why I use them, why I don't, so forth and so on. So I'm not going to cover them all massively here. gloss everywhere because I'm doing a special on glosses as well. So we've done a sort of on test with glosses, which again, loads of editing to do. Tool cabinet. As you can imagine, it's a bit of a dumping ground at the best of times. We've got various scissors. I've got curved ones, I've got straight ones. If you can, these scissors here, these they call them decoupage scissors. Brilliant for cutting decals, things like that. So as you can imagine, I've just got all the tools. So we've got little saws, we've got pea cutters, I've got needles in various things, and then it's falling down now. I've got templates and masks and various things down there. Needle, little tiny drill bits. Next one down. We've got down here, this is all my airbrush accessories. So I've got spare O-rings, caps, needles, we've got valves, we've got cleaners, reamers. I've got the cap for it that I never use, which I really should do. Super lube, you name it, I've got it, and a multitude of spare needles, nozzles, and everything else that goes on with it. Tamiya weathering set, love that blue, brilliant. Down the bottom, to be honest, I just grab a chair. This is where I have all my. This is where I have all my scratch building stuff and a hacksaw and a hammer. Little things like I always keep leftover photo etch. This is leftover from the F4B we did recently. Okay, so always keep that because even if you're using the framing, works very well for doing around the edges of stuff. Sponges. Remember I always say to you keep your sponges. That's why. Okay. Then as you can imagine, I've got everything from tape for making padded cushions. Through to, I've got LED stuff back there. I've got some of these old repeat dials and various things. You name it, it's all in there. Piping, hosing, LED, and everything else. Oh, a couple other things. Always keep your, always keep your resin blocks really handy because you can use them for filling, for scratch building stuff, and everything else. Imagine. Right, if we just move this slightly out of the way. Okay, so down in here, this is my sort of to-hand stuff, okay? When I say to-hand stuff, what I'm talking about is things like I've got my tapes, my glues, and all the other stuff that goes with it. So I've just got everything quickly to hand. I've got obviously 40mm tape. To be honest, I am going off frog tape very, very rapidly. I've had 2 instances where the stuff just doesn't stick. It sticks and then come back to it a couple of days later and it's peeled off. Little things, jammy dog tape, micro tape. I love this stuff. Sorry, you're over here. Micro tape, absolutely fantastic. Not cheap, but I tell you what, it's a lot better than jammy dog stuff at smaller scale. Bigger scale, not brilliant. I spoke about it before. This is my little box that fires up blades. When you're finished with them, you tack them down the end, but you can press the button and it delivers you a fresh new blade, which is quite handy. Paintbrushes. A lot of people ask me about paintbrushes. To be honest, I am not one to use the expensive stuff. Well, I just don't really warrant them. The only thing I am finding, if I'm honest, I'm going to have a rant about it soon because I've done this before. I've already done it. But this, these brushes here, they break at the neck. It's not the bristles falling out and all the usual stuff. This is Creative's range of white synthetic that are great for just general sort of scuffing about, but they break here at the neck. The aluminium is rubbish and it just gives out. It's crap. So anyway, paint. As you all know, we've got Vallejo at the top, then we've got sort of Gun Sanyo stuff that comes along, and then you get to here. This is all the metallics. We've got buffer balls to here and right over. Tamiya, which is great, got new colours coming out. These new 80 series ones are great. I love that rubber, the new XF85, very, very nice. XF84 used it yesterday for the first time, is very nice as well. We've got other things, Micro Set and Sol, Gator Glue, Crystal Clear. This is the newer colours, I can't fit them in, I need to have a jig. Model Master stuff and Polyscale for the Russian colours, and then over the far end we've got the Italeri stuff, which really I haven't given a fair crack of the whip yet. I really ought to sort of get on with that one. Down here, as you can see, obviously on the bench we are currently working on this guy. This is for the video that I'm doing on weathering and using the wash. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's available on YouTube or on the main site to watch. Really, really simple, and you get great effects with it. So you can see this. This is just the wash, literally the wash and a wipe, and that was it. It took all of 30 seconds to do. So anyway, as I'm sat here, you can probably see over there, you can see us. well, you can't see us, but you can see the camera. There's the camera. All right, see the microphone. Okay, so what happens is everything I do down here like this, I can see over there. Now, when I was talking about using that little 7-inch monitor, the thing is with it, it's too small, you can't see what you're doing. And okay, it might look a bit overkill over there, but that is shooting over there at 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames. That is how we record everything, which I know is overkill, but one day we might be in a situation where everyone's internet can actually cope with it and we can stream that. So that's why I always shoot it the highest possible, and that way we can always go downwards. So that's the point. So everything it sees, and I can switch between cameras with it. Okay, to be honest, I haven't got the SD card in the other one, and I've got this one in my hand, so it won't do it. But I can just click on this and see different camera angles to see the best one. So I see everything you see. So no more of that thing of talking away and I'm showing you and I'm not actually showing. So it's like this, I'm saying, okay, so you take your brush and you can just see the corner of it while I'm over here. Hopefully now it's all a lot more like this, okay? And you can see exactly where we're to. All right, little things I like to do, pots. You don't normally see these on film. I always have little tubs around, little Chinese containers. Good excuse for a Chinese, okay? And I keep all those in there just to keep them all safe. Got some water on the go because we were decaling, to be honest, the other day, and I haven't got rid of it, and everything else. Buster over there, which literally is really feeling it these days. He's definitely in the wars. Just playing with some experiments on there the other day, as you can imagine. Studio lights, you say we've got huge studio lights above, which is great, apart from I sweat like hell underneath it, and that is the problem. So if we just move around the other side. Okay, so as I say, there's the screen as we see it. Okay, so it's quite handy. Yes, I do like to watch films of an evening when I'm doing stuff that isn't on camera. There is the Tomcat, bless it, still there. My artwork, love my artwork, love to get more up, but I've run out of wall space, and everything else in the box. Starting on this one will be tomorrow, after we finish filming here today. GoPro, some of you know, some of you don't. I do quite a lot of GoPro. I like to stick it to the car and go off and chuck it around some horrible roads and stuff like that, and everything else. And that is about it. So there we go. That's Flooring Models as a whole. Hopefully you've enjoyed our little walk around and sort of seeing how it all is and everything else like that. I hope you enjoyed it and it brings you up to speed. And now we can get on with some more great modelling. So until next time everybody, happy modelling and take care.